Good morning. This is Cindy. Welcome to my craft room. We're just kind of playing around a little bit this morning, and I thought, I'm just going to turn my camera on and see what comes out of what we're doing. These are just a couple of pieces for my Delft Blue journal, and now that I've put the glue on there, I see that I need to trim that down just a hair, little tiny bit. There we go. It is raining like crazy here in the Finger Lakes, and this is not a complaint about it. This is an all-day rain, and we have needed this. We went about 3 weeks with no rain, and we had all of the smoke from the fires in Quebec. Well, we got the smoke from Nova Scotia, then we got the smoke from Quebec. So I'm really very glad to have a little bit of rain. And I hope they're getting it as well, because those fires were absolutely devastating. So I'm working on my Delft Blue journal. And these are just a couple of cards that I'm in the process of creating for it. I do have two, I'm grabbing them here, get rid of that. I have two signatures more or less complete. They still need some cards and whatnot to be in them. So it's kind of what I'm working on here, is putting together the cards. And I found this glitter glue, and I can't remember where I found it. I have picked up glitter glue from the Dollar Tree, but I don't know where this one came from. It says Walmart, so it must be, all right, so it's Walmart. And I've never used it before, and I have two different surfaces here, and I'm kind of playing around with them. I put one little dab there and was able to do it. I smudged that dab. But this is cardboard almost. It is the cover of the paper pack that I've bought from Michaels. It's a Recollections paper pack that has a lot of, let me find the right page here. Well, here, I'll show you on these. Has a lot of these peacocks on it. So I'm doing all of this in that kind of peacocky blue. And I thought, so anyway, I cut up the cover as well. And so I thought I would try this, and it seems to be working okay. I've never worked with glitter glue of this sort before. And I'm finding that here it comes. It is not, look at this, it's smudging all over the place. I'm not very good at this. But I have found that if I keep a paper towel right near me, at least on this kind, I can wipe it right off. I'm going to put something underneath it, because I already got glue on my piece here, or my pad. So if you've used this stuff before, let me know in the comments about how you use it, and how do you get, never mind. You know what? I think I was going to do a line of it, but I don't seem to be able to have the right grip to do it. I think we'll just leave that little dot there. So I'm going to set that aside so that it can dry. And I want to do a little dot in the middle of this card. There. Just a little dot to kind of, that's just going to be a little piece that goes inside. You saw me doing this one early on. I had started to create some tags. This is from a digital download, and then this is one of the backing pieces out of this actual paper pack. I did cut myself a couple of tags that need some decorating. I have not, and I tend to cut my corners early, because if I don't cut them, then I end up decorating all the way into the corners, and when I do that, then I don't have, I end up cutting off my decoration. I also have this piece. Okay, I'm going to pause for a minute while I gather some materials. Okay, it's been a few minutes while I have looked through my stuff and to find some things that I might be able to put on here. I found some postage stamps. I believe this is Edward. I'm not entirely sure. You'll have to tell me. I'm kind of liking the smaller one. No, I guess I really like that one. This one is not backed. I was looking to see if I had anything to back it with. I do have this, so I may end up backing both of these. In fact, I think I will. I found a little bit of a receipt that I had. This was from a digital download. It's just on computer paper. I also found a tag, but I don't know if I like it or not because the blues aren't quite the same. So I don't know if I'm going to put that tag up there or not. But I do like the postage stamps. I really wanted 3 different kinds of postage stamps. I have a lot of blue. I have a lot of these. This is 2.5 pence. But I really just don't like the colors. I want that bright blue, and these are the only ones I have in that bright blue. I also have a couple pieces of tissue paper. I think what I'm going to do real quick is cut a small strip. This is very, very small. So let me kind of do a quickie measurement here. I'll cut the larger one first to make these little labels. Now I'll put that aside. That'll become a journal card or backing for something else. But these labels are really easy to make. Carrie the Crafter has a very nice video about making them. See, done. And now I have another one here, and actually I think this one will fit this way. It will. And I'm going to blue up the edges on these, don't worry. There. All right, so we'll put that little piece aside. We'll find another use for that at some other point. And I'm using for my archival ink Faded Jeans. Do I have that in camera so that you can see it? My lighting is really poor today. I apologize for that. Oh, that's really hot. It's a high intensity lamp and it can get warm. Like I said, it's raining here. And I'm not going to complain about the rain because we've needed it so much. So we don't complain about that which we need. Of course, we did not get the lawn mowed before it rained. So, oh my glory, it's going to be like knee high. We tend not to, where's my glue stick? There it is. We tend not to mow our back lawn very often. We try to keep it a little bit wild for the pollinators, but it certainly needs it now. And it's, like I said, it's going to be a little bit higher than perhaps we would like it to be. You may have noticed I have not yet cut my edges. That's because I want to make sure this one is actually rounded. And I just want to kind of make sure that I get them here. And then I will cut them to match. Okay, close up my ink. Close up my glue stick. There's my top. I have not closed up my glitter glue, and I probably should do that. Okay, that doesn't seem to stick down there very... Oh, there it goes. All right, where's my scissors? I do have a corner piece that I have been using for these, but I think I'm just eyeballing it this time to kind of match up the corners. Especially since I kind of got that one a little bit long. Let's cut that down a little bit. There we go. Nice label. And then this one, can't pick it up, has rounded edges. which I am sure to screw up. So this one may or may not actually end up being used. Like I said, this is a digital download. So if I really goof it up, it's not that big a deal. I can always download this whole page of stuff again. That's not too bad. All right, I'll get rid of all this stuff. I'm actually going to get rid of this whole page because it's very full of glue. Done. All right, let's ink the edges. This is one of the, inking the edges is one of the things I always forget to do. And so as you go through this journal, you'll have some edges that are inked and some that are not. It really needs to become a force of habit where that's all I do. I chose not to use like Vintage Photo or Walnut Stain or any of those to give it a more vintagey look because I really like, I'm not a big fan of blue and brown, to be honest with you. I prefer other color combinations. So this blue and white, which is really what this is going to end up being. This is a blue and white journal. I have this little piece of paper that does have a little bit of pattern on the edges from where I cut it off of something, but if I blew it up, that pattern almost completely disappears. So we're going to keep bluing it up. There. Put that there. I don't think I'm going to draw on well, let's try doing one of them and see what it looks like. And if I don't like it, I have lots more. I have so many of these guys. If this is not King Edward, please let me know. Well, I do kind of like the way that takes that down, don't it? A little bit. I'll leave that one, but I'm going to, and that'll be a conscious choice, not a mistake. Of course, if you do something this small, you end up bluing your fingers, and I've got glitter now on my fingers. Glitter, apparently glitter glue gets everywhere just like glitter does. All right, so there, those pieces are done. Now we have to assemble. Avengers Assemble. I kind of like that little piece up there in that corner, so let's go ahead and just put that on. Am I still in frame? I should probably like really double check. I've been having a little bit of issue with my phone. I've managed, I think, to get it, my table away from my phone stand, my camera stand. There we go. Put a little bit of that there. And then, which one was I doing? Was I doing the little one down here? If I do the little one down here, I can kind of hide the corner. I want to leave that white space in the middle for anybody who wants to journal on it. I don't know if this is going to be a tag yet. Do I want around the corners? I don't think so. I do think I want to trim it up though, because I think I have a little bit of a different pattern on the other side. Like I said, a bunch of these were digitals. This was a digital that I did on cardstock. And it got just a hair bit of some other pattern on it because I tend to throw things together and then cut them. There we go. That looks a little bit cleaner. Okay, before I get too far, you know what I'm going to do. If I don't do this to the edges now while I'm thinking of it, I'll forget. So we're just going to do that up real quick. We are not doing any traveling. My husband is, actually my husband's traveling. He's off at another plein air festival. I chose not to go with him this time. For those of you who have never been to a plein air festival, they're actually a lot of fun if you are the painter. If you are not the painter and you are not doing any of the activities. It is literally watching paint dry. And so when I go, my problem is if I stay put and I write, that's fine. But you know, when you want to take a break and you want to go do something and whatnot, you can't because you don't have the car. You're stuck wherever it was you started. All right. Get these put together. If you want to, I will try to speed this particular section up. My daughter is my editor. I'm not good at doing it myself, but I'll give it a shot. What the heck, you know, learn a new skill. Isn't that what all of this is all about, is learning new skills? Trying new things. So I don't want to make these too bulky because, like I said, these are journal cards and tags. They're going to go in pockets. So I don't want to make them too bulky. I'm going to put this on first. I'm just using my Elmer's glue, washable glue stick here. We'll cover up that bottom peacock in favor of our big peacock. Yeah, do I want to do the same thing here? I only have one of these. This is a leftover strip from one of the other pieces that I cut apart. And so I can't do it on more than one. I do like how it looks, but I only have the one strip. So that's all right. This will give them two different looks, which is what we want, right? And I want to make sure I've got an edge on here that is not very good. So I want to make sure I hide the edge under the postage stamp. Okay, let's put our postage stamps on and then we'll figure out if there's something else that's needed. I want this to be the focal point, so I'm not really, I don't want to hide it. I do have some blue ribbon, but I don't have it out yet, so I'm not going to put my tags on. And I think I'm going to hide this one down here because I already did the overlap over there. And now we're going to hide that corner much as we can. If I'm not gluing on camera, it's not a big deal. It's a glue stick. There. All right. So yeah, I don't think I'm going to, I got this extra piece. I could throw that down here somewhere. Nah, I think we'll just leave that over there for some other card. I also have these, which I thought about using like a pieces of it. Don't know if I want to or not, but let's pull this off and see if I want to stick it somewhere. Oh, kind of like that up there. I want to leave it with the, let's try bluing it up and see what happens. This is what it's all about. Just play. And it goes for other things too, not just playing around with paper. Okay, I do like it. I just don't want quite so much of it. I'm trying to take off a little bit here without taking off all of it. I took off a little more than I meant to, but we'll glue that back up again. I think it'll still be fine. There we go. Because now my flower shows through. I want my flower showing through. But you see what I say about why I have to cut my edges, trim my edges first? Because here I am working all the way up into the corner. And it's, knowing me, I would work all the way into the corner. Don't. That's not right. I'd work my way into the corner. There we go. And then I'd have to cut it off. So This is why I cut my corners first, so I know where my corners are. Speaking of which, let's go ahead and put the holes in. I have the ribbon, I just don't have it out at the moment, and I'm not going to bother getting it out. You'll see it when they're all done. When I finish this journal. And I just eyeball where those go. So there's 2 tags complete. I don't know if I'm going to use that as a belly band yet, or if that will be if that'll be a piece that goes in. But you got a little place to write down here. You got a nice place to write here. Of course, you can write on the backs of these if you so desire. We have a nice little tag here. I'm not pleased with how the glitter kind of spread out a little bit as it dried, but we'll leave it. The same thing happened on this one. The glitter kind of spread out a little bit and it kind of smooshed over on this part. But we're going to leave it. We're going to let these finish drying. Got some tags. Got one signature mostly done. And I have another signature mostly done. Giving you a little sneaky peek there. And then this is the signature I'm currently working on that is not done at all. It's not, there's nothing done with it. So we have 3 signatures in this going into this journal, and we'll see how it works out. All right, for now, this is Cindy signing off.